we're having more fun than the Democrats did at Trump's joint session speech.
We've been hacked by the Russians.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
disappeared. We've been hacked by the Russians.
I think Nancy Pelosi probably feels like we did right now. Did you see her little mug throughout the entire speech? She was sitting there just looking like sour persimmons and kind of, doing her tongue thing going, I mean, she looked awful. And she was so mad. I just loved watching her during that entire Trump speech.
Did Pelosi Botox throw us off the air?
Could have been. It was either the Russians or all of that chemical in Pelosi's face. It could have been. Could have just, chemical meltdown. You never know. But, I actually don't truly like picking on women who, I don't either. I don't either. But
you just started. Nancy Pelosi is a special thing for me.
She's not a woman. She's a feminist.
Yeah. See? Thank you for defending me, Susan. I appreciate it.
Anything for you, Dan, and Mish. Because Mish is here too today. We're just having too much fun, I gotta tell you. All right.
Hey, when
I'll tell you.
I can watch a friend of mine who is an Air Force vet go after her for Botox, then that allows me to, correct?
Yes, absolutely. But you know what? For people who might, we had a power problem. We've had some technical difficulties. We're back up. But I really want you, Dan, to explain about this law enforcement officer, this first defender, and how we can help him. And you were going to give out his contact information, his Twitter, so that people who want to help this man who has fourth stage cancer, esophageal cancer, please start over and explain that to everybody, because that's pretty important stuff.
Yeah, it's Scott Harbath. He's at Scott Harbath on Twitter.
Spell it for the blondes in the audience like me, okay?
Boy, now you want me to spell.
I know, it's asking a lot of a libertarian, I know.
SCOTHARVATH, I believe, is his Twitter handle. He is a 9/11 first responder, New York City police officer, sergeant, and he's fighting. He's at the point of fourth stage esophageal cancer, which more than likely probably came from the efforts he put in on and after 9/11. Yeah. He's a great guy and a supporter of our platform. That's, and he's got, you look at his Twitter account.
I've got an update. Wait, hey, Dan, I've got an update. It's Harvarth. So it's Scott, SCOTT, so two T's, Scott.
Two T's.
Harvath, HARV like victory, ARTH, Scott Harvath, HARVARTH. So that's, I guess his Twitter handle would be at Scott Harvath, and he is this first responder, this epic law enforcement officer who has fourth stage esophageal cancer, and I bet you he could, if nothing else, leave him a Twitter note and tell him that you respect him and honor him and thank him for what he did on 9/11. Nothing else. The best thing you can do is wish someone good thoughts. That is something, and that is more valuable than almost anything else you can do. You can pray for people and you can wish them well, because that will lift their spirits. And with a happy heart and an uplifted spirit, you can fight many, many battles. So drop him a line at Scott Harvath. HARVARTH.
Yes, and if you look at his Twitter feed, you talk about positivity. Everything on his Twitter feed is positivity. The guy is fighting for his life, and everything is positivity. He's a fantastic person. and everybody needs to just, even if you just check him out, you
Leave him a
will
message.
get, even if you leave him a message, he would love it. But he would also love just checking him out. And if you look at his timeline and his feed, it will inspire you.
Yes.
And that's what he wants.
So,
he wants you to be inspired too.
So
That
go
would
and follow.
that would help him.
Follow Scott Harvath at Twitter and leave him a note because that would really help him. Hey, do you remember anything that stood out in your mind, Dan, about CPAC? Because that was the first time you'd ever been too. So tell people who've never been.
This is something, and I've actually posted on social media. I've been friends with Colonel Kurt Schlichter forever, and finally got to meet him.
Tell us who Kurt Schlichter is.
He is a United States Army, a former retired United States Army colonel. He served in both Iraq wars. He is now a writer and I guess I call him a pundit. He's kind of the token conservative on CNN and MSNBC.
Oh, so he's the conservative punching bag for liberal media. Got it.
Correct.
What a brave man. We like him.
I finally got to meet him in person. We've been friends on social media, Facebook and Twitter for a couple years, and finally got to meet him. And I got a great picture. I asked him. I said, "Hey, Colonel, can you want to make the girls jealous?" And he was like, "Sure."
Oh,
so I go over to get a picture of him.
Oh no!
And I got one good picture, and I'm looking at my phone, and he turned to me to blow me a kiss, and I got another picture. So I have a picture of the Colonel blowing me a kiss.
No! Oh yes. No! Ew! No.
But he wanted to make the girls jealous. He has that kind of sense of humor. He's a fantastic guy. Oh I'm sending it to you as soon as we get off the air. No, you'll love the picture. You'll love the picture because I'm
not loving the picture. Colonel Kisses blowing you kiss. I'm sorry. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but no.
In the picture, I'm laughing because I know what's going on. It's a great picture. I'm so happy about it. And I also met, I'll tell you, and I also met somebody that I've followed for a long time that has followed me, and that's Scott Pressler. Do you know who Scott Pressler is?
Nope.
Okay, Scott Pressler is a guy who I really started following because he was a millennial, very young when I started following him. He's probably about 21, gay, and very, very conservative.
Well, but is he good looking? Is he good looking? Because that's what I want to know.
Well, I'll send you the picture.
Okay.
I'll send you the picture. He's about 6'6". I'll tell you that.
That's the right start. Okay.
Okay.
And if he's good looking and goes shopping, I could totally use that. I can make that work.
Well, he became very much a figurehead for Gays for Trump.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to interview him. I didn't see him there until after we had broken down our table. But we will be interviewing him. We exchanged contacts and everything else, and we do follow each other on social media, and that was great sitting down, and I got to talk to him. Unfortunately, no live mics, but we'll have him on the show. He's I don't want to speculate exactly how old he is. He's probably early to mid 20s.
I'm not sure if it's totally old anyway. It doesn't matter.
And very much just a Trump supporter, and awesome. and gay, and
now there was
listening to him talk. He's just very, number one, intelligent. That's why I've always liked him. And getting to meet him and talk to him in person, he is genuine. That's
Good to know.
That's what's hard to find with liberals sometimes is genuinity. This guy is genuine.
Look that one up. That's the word for the day, genuinity. There you go. Genuinity.
Yeah, I came up with that off the top of my head.
You did?
But
Did you? That's amazing.
he's genuine, talking to him. You know how I feel. I'm on the fence with Trump. I am. But listening to him talk, he's just, to listen to a gay man talk Trump up the way he did makes me say, well.
Yeah, sounds good. I can't wait to hear your interview with him. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If he's any, that'd be a lot of fun.
Well, I will let you know. I will let you know when Rick and I do it. Unless you want him on. Do you want him on? I can get him on with us.
I don't have that in my head right now because remember we promised everyone something before the break. We were going to tell them about it's a 2-minute epic thing that happened in the middle of Donald Trump's speech to the joint session of Congress. And we haven't even talked about it yet. Do you know what it is?
No.
No, you don't. That's because I know what it is. And that's why I'm going to tell you. What happened was, in the middle of this speech, Donald Trump recognized a woman in the gallery. She is a widow. She's a widow of a Navy SEAL, William Ryan Owens. Her name is Karen Owens. Now, her husband, the Navy SEAL, Ryan Owens, was on a super secret. Whoa! What's that? Good Lord! What is that noise? Are you guys still there? Was that me?
I'm here.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I don't know why I'm hearing noises we're just having all kinds of fun today. I'm so sorry. Anyway, look, I was talking to you about Karen Owens. She's the widow of slain Navy SEAL William Ryan Owens. And Trump turned to her, recognized her in the gallery, and saluted her essentially because he explained that her husband had been killed in Yemen under he was part of a mission that had been planned and begun under former President Obama. Okay, the intelligence and military leaders proposed the plan to Trump, but the fact was that those responsible for carrying out that mission botched it, and it was not President Trump's fault that Navy SEAL William Ryan Owens was killed in action. And Trump never mentioned it. He never mentioned that it was a mission begun under Obama, but it was. And he simply recognized this widow's sacrifice and her loss and the loss of her husband, this Navy SEAL. And the entire gallery and everybody except, I think, who was it? Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I believe, or was it Pelosi and one other guy there didn't stand up. But everyone else in the gallery rose to their feet and applauded and applauded and applauded her for over 2 minutes of clapping for her to recognize what he did in giving his life for our country to get valuable intel back so that other Americans would be saved in the future. And
well, I will tell you, it was Schultz, because I will be more than glad to throw her under the bus.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz, yes. It was Debbie with the curls. She was there looking all pouty. She did not stand up and applaud. And shortly thereafter, this applaud, I've never seen anything like it in a presidential speech. People were applauding a regular American, and she was in tears. She whispered up, looking up into heaven. She's, whispered with her mouth, love you, baby. She's obviously thinking of her husband and how much she misses him. And everyone was applauding and really appreciating her. And the viciousness with which the liberal media kind of jumped back onto her after the speech was over was a real tell, because it shows it showed, this whole moment showed how much President Trump cares for our military, how he is aware of the sacrifices of regular Americans, especially those in the military, and that he wanted to recognize this woman because of her loss. And he did it in such a classy way, and it was beautiful how everyone applauded. And yet then what happened is people like Dan Grillo got on afterwards on Twitter, which is a nasty place. I'm sorry, Twitter is just mean. And he said,
It's a cesspool. It's a cesspool.
Yes, it is. And so he tweeted, "Sorry, Owen's wife, you're not helping yourself or your husband's memory by standing there and clapping like an idiot. Trump just used you." I mean, don't these liberals, and he wasn't the only one. There was Peter Dow who said, "Missed opportunity, litany of promises, uninspiring, poignant moment with Ryan Owen's widow, spoiled by his ad lib," meaning Trump. I mean, they were. Don't they see? Look, Trump is talking, again, like I said, he's talking to regular Americans who have nothing. They don't get anything from the government. They're the ones, we are the ones who are living and dying and paying the taxes and putting up with the policy decisions. And Trump's talking right to us. And all of these elitist, fancy pants liberals who are sneering down their noses to make fun of and belittle this young widow who's in tears in the gallery. This was her one shining moment to be recognized and to stand as a symbol of all of the women, all of the wives and the mothers and who have lost someone in war, and to be actually honored and recognized for the first time in 8 years. And these liberals are just they're peeing on our legs and calling it rain. I was just appalled at them. But the epic nature of it.
Wait, it was really quick. Susan, it's disgusting.
Yes, it is. It really is, and I'm offended by it. The nice thing was that and Donald Trump ad-libbed a little bit how he said that Ryan Owens might have just set a new record because of referring to the length of applause that went on and on. It was a full 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 11 seconds that people applauded and applauded for his sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice to our country. And he laid down his life to protect his wife, his family, and all of Americans. And people applauded that for over 2 minutes. And I thought it was
most of the Democrats sitting on that floor did too. Most of them did.
And some of them didn't. And then they all came out on Twitter like the little vampire bats that they are and have to be all snarky about a private citizen who's just standing there. They just attack her because they have to get at Trump. I mean, they're such, they don't love the military. They're mean, nasty people who want to do anything they can to tear down our military. Anyway, that I wanted to get to because I wanted to recognize, at least posthumously, this very brave Navy SEAL and his lovely wife, Karen Owen. And I thought what Trump did was only right and fitting. And I also remind everyone, he never mentioned that it was because of Obama's botched mission that this Navy SEAL died. This was not on Trump's watch. This was on Obama's.
No, it was not on Trump's watch. And, everybody says, oh, it's just a political ploy he's putting. No, you know what? He really, I really, no matter how I feel about Donald Trump, I do believe he was doing that to honor her husband.
Yes, he was.
And
it was very
to make light of it from the left is you know what? You want to know what it is? It's freaking deplorable.
Yes, it is.
That's what it is. It is freaking
be a proud
deplorable
with me. And you know what? Before we
they
go,
are
2 minutes.
they are the
2 minutes.
deplorables. They are the deplorables. They are the deplorables.
Of course,
That's
but we're
what I
going to
have
wear
to
that
say.
badge because that is what Hillary called us, and I love proudly wearing the badge of deplorables. Thank you, Hillary Clinton, whose memory is fading faster than Harry Reid's black eye, let me tell you. Hey, and before we go, there was one other little thing that happened that is just getting all kinds of epic traffic. I think it's actually funny, but it kind of irritated me at the same time. This was Kellyanne Conway keeping it classy at the White House. Here she was. I know she wasn't thinking. She was just trying to get a picture. Here she was, splayed like even Nish is all over this. I can hear her dancing all over the floor. Here's Kellyanne Conway, splayed legs in a skirt, kneeling on my couch in my White House, snapping a picture of very, very august and very well-dressed members of historically black colleges and universities. They were there for their one photo op with our president in the Oval Office, and Kellyanne sitting there crouching on the couch, and everybody's kind of picked at her for it. I am going to pick at her too, because I've got to tell you, the Oval Office is the epicenter of freedom in the world. It is not your living room or your backyard. And I, as a mother, I am valiantly trying to insist on standards of decorum so I can teach my children tradition and culture and politeness for the next generation. And, I'm facing a world of WWF wrestling and Dr. Phil reality star heroes like, catch me outside. How about that? That's what I'm listening to. And it's very, very difficult for me to raise young men and women with any sense of decorum for formal settings. And Kellyanne Conway is not helping it. It's my struggle as a mother to get kids to wear slacks and dresses to church, to shake hands, to use polite table manners, and to keep their feet off the furniture. So Kellyanne, I don't know if you were raised in a barn or not, but you know what? That's my couch that you're on. It is not your couch, and it is not President Donald Trump's couch either. We all fussed and fumed when former President Barack Obama put his big old boat feet up on the Resolute desk, okay? I had a problem with that, and I have a problem with Kellyanne crouching on my couch. That's my room. It's a very, very formal place that is deserving of much more respect. Keep your feet off the couch. Thank you very much, Kellyanne. I think with that, that's going to take it out, and we will see you next week for more with Mish and Dan. And I'm Susan Swift. You can follow me at Twitter at Real Susan Swift. You can find me on Facebook at Real Susan Swift. So that's there. You can also look me up on my website, which is susanswift.net. And you can go check out my book, Good Guys with Guns at Home. Dan, you want to take us out?
Well, yeah, and you can find me, and I got my old Twitter handle back. You can find me at Texas Special 1 on Twitter, and you can find me at Daniel Wright on Facebook, and that's about it.
Great. Well, thanks, everybody, and we will see you next week for whatever fun the liberals are going to throw at us. They are the fringe party, and they are screaming in their coffins, politically speaking. It's a glorious day.